Welcome back to It's Good to Be Bard. I'm Dave, your GM for this gaming session, and this time out I'm joined by Lee.
Hello.
Graeme.
Hello.
And Dave too.
Hello.
Family, work and the plague have sidelined Matt and Ollie. Before we get started, let's take a minute to like and subscribe to our channel and consider leaving us a review and adding a comment, much like the aptly named Queen of the Bard who's been thoroughly enjoying our show but has no idea how Graeme managed to make it through his session of the One Ring with his sanity intact. Now, we've spent a few sessions playing the various versions of Alien and Aliens. We've done one episode of Blades in the Dark and one episode of the One Ring. And this time round, we're back in the world of 6th century Britain for a final session of the starter set of the latest version in a long line of Chaosium's Pendragon. That's 6th edition. But first, we have another reply to some messages we received, which also includes Ollie in this section. So don't be too confused when he vanishes for the rest of the podcast.
In addition to that, we did get a comment from the Calaxis once again on our YouTube feed, because I think at the beginning of it we were talking about games.
Yes.
Queen of the Bard had mentioned what games should we be playing.
Yes.
And he has suggested Rogue Trader might be fun. That's the role-playing game, not the classic BBC consumer rights show. So, but Rogue Trader isn't a game I own. And I don't think, do we actually own Rogue Trader?
We don't own Rogue Trader.
I own the original Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, which I don't think is the same thing.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility for Matt to own it. Since he owns every fucking
Maybe it's a misspelling and he wants us to play a Rogue Trooper.
No, it was basically the same system as Dark Hearsay, but instead of being part of an Inquisition warband,
heresy.
Not the pop group.
You were mercs, weren't you? Yeah, you're a bunch of mercs.
Right, cool.
So you still won't be able to throw grenades anywhere.
Same rules.
No, you can throw it. You just drop it in your boot instead.
We also got another comment from Queen of the Bard who was listening to Blades in the Dark.
Oh, right.
Basically just said that she was laughing so much at that particular one, which clearly was your attempts to get out of that party. You disappeared through a door. You couldn't get up a wall.
That's fucking shit.
But then Nobby lost the book.
Nobby.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so part 2 of Blades in the Dark will be out eventually. Looking forward to episode 2. Is that the one where Matt continually falls through the docks or falls through?
Possibly.
No. I was thinking of the firehouse, the one with the house that was on fire, thanks to Lee's marvellous guana. Fire hazard. When Matt fell through every floor available.
He went batshit crazy with that one.
Yeah, he did. Something to look forward to anyway.
Thanks, guys. Now we've set the scene for Pendragon, witnessed the pulling of the sword from the stone, and we've been there as Joe Pesci, possibly Joe Pasquale, plays King Arthur and attempts to gather support for his new kingdom. Now we've come to the end of the adventures provided in the starter set, so our usual spoiler alert does apply here, as we ruin the year 512. I think it would make sense for you to head off and reacquaint yourself with the previous Pendragon podcasts to get you up to date with the full tale. There are links in the description. So first of all, a reminder of how the game plays. Roll a 20-sided dice and compare that with your skill. Get lower than your skill, but higher than your opponent, and you win. That's probably all the rules you need to know for now, and let's be fair, there's much more in the rulebook. And, should you be interested, the Gamesmasters guide is just available for purchase now from Chaosium. This adventure was definitely shorter than usual, so whilst Dave 2 was fisting the plot, we were very much more gentle with the scissors this time out. Arthur's on the throne. There's been 2 mighty battles against King Lot, both of which ended in a no-score draw. But now, we've reached a pivotal point of Arthur's life. What happens when he finds himself without a sword, and Welsh king botherer Merlin, or is it possibly Mervyn the magician, has spent 3 years pointing at a lake? Come on, boyo, pull your finger out. Onwards to glory. But anyway, in the world of Pendragon, you have watched Arthur draw the sword from the stone more than once. You have guarded the sword in the stone whilst it was you were attacked by Saxons. Did they get away with it?
They didn't get away with it.
They did not. So you were gloriously successful.
Well, but I did fall asleep.
That is true, you did, but you knew you could defeat them even whilst asleep. Then you were taken on a tour of the county near Carleon and ended up fighting King Lot and his little wizards in the Battle of Carahays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So with King Leathergrace, King Arthur, Brastius and all of the other magnificent heroes of legend, and you weren't gloriously successful, but you didn't lose.
Okay.
So that's not a bad thing. So here's my special Pendragon dice that comes in its little tiny tube. And we move to the year 512, which is the last 6 pages of this book. Apart from, for some bizarre reason, they produced Appendix A, B, C and D in little separate handouts. But Appendix E is at the back of this book, presumably because they ran out of adventure and needed a couple of pages to fill it. Mm-hmm. And it's how Mercenary and Household Knights is at the back of the book. Took me a while to find it, because I kept going, it'll be in Appendix E. Well, I didn't get Appendix E. It took me ages to realise it was at the back of the book. When I finished reading the adventure, still fuming that I couldn't find it. Oh, there it is. And there apparently is a rabbit standing on all fours, either hitting a dog on the head with a stick or knighting it. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. I'm not quite sure. But there is some criticism online about the artwork in the books, which I don't agree with. That's just a little bit of stupid artwork. But the artwork in the books is really good.
All the stuff that Chaosium have been pumping out lately has been absolutely
the artwork's great.
The thing is, with the little bits of artwork, that's medieval style.
It's it's medieval style, and it's meant to be
from medieval manuscripts. So it's great.
Yeah. I don't know, a rabbit riding a snail into combat. Stuff like that.
It's the type of stuff used to get in illuminated manuscripts.
Yes.
So what's not to like?
And who says that snail doesn't look like a scrotum? He's drawn from real life. Draw what you know. That's the. What you're going to be drawing in there now is it needs to be a rabbit on a snail jousting with a scrotum with a face. That's the.
No, this is RuneQuest.
RuneQuest. Yeah, this is the artwork for RuneQuest. Yeah. So this is recent reissue. And it's in exactly the same format as the Pendragon stuff. Yeah. It's the kind of same. Yeah. But the artwork, I think, it's just lovely.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't agree with the criticism.
Even the book itself is like spot on.
I did see a Vesson book that I was going, Ancient Britain. Oh, Mythic Britain, sorry. What's that thing on? 36 quid. It just looked nice. Damn those role-playing shops on the way to the train station in Newcastle. Yeah. Anyway, once again, the music swells and we watch peasants wandering about as we end up going towards Arthur's abode in Carleon. Because at this time in the whole story, Camelot doesn't exist and won't for a little while. Camelot may be the famous place.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm telling you now, Camelot. It's fine. You know this. You've never heard of it. And he has an oblong table. So it's early spring.
Yes.
In Carleon. And the king, not tell a lie, I mean, within one line I've got it wrong. So the king is holding court in the town of Oxford, where there isn't a university yet.
Maybe
spoilers. Yeah, good start. Yeah, crack on. And you're in attendance. Oh, lovely. You may generate a chivalry passion of 1d6 plus 6 at this time if you wish, but you need to be aware that you cannot use it for inspiration until you've achieved the chivalry ideal, which will be described in the full game's core rulebook. So why generate it now?
Exactly.
Awesome. Generate it should you wish. It will be of no use to you for the rest of the game, but feel free.
Yeah.
Much of the talk in court that occurred just a couple of weeks ago when Arthur made a pilgrimage to St Albans, and there Queen Igraine, widow of King Uther Pendragon, told a tale of how a child was begat upon her by a man in the guise of her first husband, the Duke of Cornwall, on the night that he died in battle.
We've seen the movie.
I mean, he only took his strides off.
The pictograph.
Flick book. Yeah. There's an unnecessary section in the middle where you can just flick back and forth. I'll leave that to your imagination. And the baby was subsequently taken by some old Welsh tart called Merlin to fulfil some sort of debt, and much wailing and gnashing of teeth was to be had. But you can make me an intrigue roll at this point anyway.
Well, I'll roll a d20 and say no.
You can make me a roll.
There you go. No.
Excellent. You've rolled the dice.
Yes.
We have an intrigue. How intriguing. See, there's your rabbit on a snail with a lance in his hand. But I don't know what he's doing at the other. What's the other side? Is it a slug eating a leaf or something? It's going to beat up.
It's a beetle now.
All right. Well,
I think. No,
you can tell if it's a beetle. You can tell by the haircut.
Although why the snail's got a gimp mask on, I don't know. But
the snail has got a gimp mask on.
The one that the rabbits ride in. That is.
Garfield.
That's not a gimp, man. That's an old man's face.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah,
It's not fun.
I don't. Yeah, no, yeah.
That's what
I
age
can see
brings
what I
to
can
us
see.
all. We
Yeah,
all look like we're wearing gimp masks.
Now that it's in focus, I can. Yeah, it's an old geezer.
Thank you, Grandad, for that clarification that it's not a gimp mask.
So that rabbit looks like something that Axel. Is it Axel? What's it? He did the.
You're going to say Axl Rose.
No, he did the Julie Donaldson books. So like Gruffalo and stuff like that. The rabbit looks like
Axel
this.
Schleffer or whatever he's called.
Yeah, something like that.
Scheffler. Yeah, I quite like his artwork. It's good fun. The Snail and the Whale. Dave, you have been wandering around court, and there is much tell that there is a woman at court.
Really?
Who has? I know it's a shocking. This is usually a sausage fest of the
What? Skirt?
Skirt is available at this particular court, but there is one particular woman who has turned up. She doesn't appear to be a woman of fine breeding. She appears to be at least a free woman. I'm regretting that sentence already. She is not a serf. She is not a peasant.
No, just when you said she's not a fine woman, the only thing I thought of was more than.
Oh god.
So, but yes, she has been seeking people to assist her because she has claimed that a village near to where she lives is plagued by a bird, a giant bird that can swallow a sheep whole. The villagers are frightened by it, and if they hear its cry,
Just arm your sheep.
they flee and hide indoors. So she's travelled to Arthur's court to seek help. But the rest of the talk seems to be around whether or not Merlin stole the child of Uther and handed it around like sweets. And if it be true that he gave the child to Sir Ector as a foster child, then it means that Arthur is Uther's son and therefore twice fated to be King of England. Once because he drew the sword from the stone, and once because he is the son of the previous king.
Well, I thought he was able to draw the sword from the stone because he wasn't the son of the previous king, but fair enough.
Whosoever pulls this sword from this stone has the power of Thor or something. Yeah. Was written on it. It just says will be rightwise born King of England. It doesn't actually mention anything about Uther. Uther, of course, as we all know, was a bit of a bastard who had absolutely no problems with technically raping Igraine to begat Arthur in the first place under the guise of somebody else, and just generally acting like a total twat and killing anyone he didn't like the look of.
Okay.
So, but in the full version of Pendragon, you do get to play about with Uther and be a right bastard yourself.
You do.
And it's good fun. You watch the full change through the Arthurian period from bastard through to glorious hero. But it's a long game. Arthur, meanwhile, has spent his time arsing about with his ideas for the order of knighthood. He says, knighthood is marvellous, but chivalry is a knight's duty. Chivalry. Just as knights have been set above the normal run of mankind, so are the chivalrous set above other knights.
That's definitely us then. We'd better go off and kill this bird.
At the moment, everybody's philosophy is might makes right.
Yes.
But now it's acting chivalrously. Not just about might making right, but might in the right places and applied correctly makes it. You act chivalrously towards ladies, that you will rescue them, you will come to their aid if they come seeking assistance.
In a minute he's going to tell me with great power comes great responsibility.
With great power comes lots of paperwork, says Merlin. I am snowed under. I need an apprentice.
Oh, me, sir, me.
Oh yeah. Well, if you can't be a wizard.
Always be yourself, unless you can be a wizard. Then be a wizard.
Six standards high, Merlin. Big cheese.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
As you are conversing about, the order of chivalry itself, and whether or not twatting things with a big sword is probably just as good. Why should I have to say please and thank you when I'm doing it? A squire comes into the court, leading an exhausted charger with him. When I say into the court, he doesn't just ride up to the table and sit down. The court is more than the dinner table
Well, it
area.
is the 6th century. I mean,
That is true. So somebody has shit in the fire, just because that gets rid of it.
we'll get a round of applause.
A round of splores.
Applause! Yeah, like that.
Across which the exhausted horse, is draped what appears to be his master, his Knigget.
Right.
Any chance of recognising him?
There probably is.
Nope.
Good.
I passed.
Damn.
He's got to go looking through the scenario.
Yeah.
And if it helps, a critical if he has minus 8,000 glory.
I'm not sure I understand that, but
Well, obviously I'm 8 under, so he'd have to either have like 22,000 glory or whatever. But
I don't think anyone's that famous at the moment. I don't even think Arthur's that famous at the moment. You only know him because he's here.
Yeah.
He is Sir not appearing in this film. There we are.
Okay.
Let's put it into other ways. He's not important to the story.
That's fine then.
His situation is. So, the squire tells the tale that somewhere nearby, he says, there's a well nearby Otmoor. There's a strange knight challenging all passer-bys to a joust and allows none to pass without combat. None shall pass.
Is he a black knight?
We don't know. He doesn't take his helmet off.
It's just a flesh wound.
It's a flesh wound. It's the oldest gag in the book, and I like it.
Yeah.
Though his master would, he would have avoided the fight if it was possible for him to have avoided the fight. But unfortunately, he did not avoid the fight, and he was slain.
Can I have his boots?
His boots belong to his family. Terribly sorry. He's left them in his will. You should all make one if you're thinking of taking this adventure on. Before anybody can do anything at all, you're all sitting there going, he's dead. Good God. How do we rid ourselves of this menace, asks the king, in a squeakier voice, because Joe Pasquale's back. His tour has been cancelled. How do we rid ourselves of this menace? But before anyone can do anything, a young squire dashes forwards and throws himself onto his knees before the king. That's funny. Make me a recognise roll. It's not worth a tick, but you can have +20.
Oh, well, like critical then.
It's your squire.
What? Oh, okay. I guess I don't have a squire.
He begs to fight the strange knight and demands to collect the boon that Arthur owes him as lord. I mean, Arthur's kind of, what? He's a squire.
Your squire needs a slap, mate.
I don't know. Well, eventually there's kind of much umming and ahhing, and he knights your squire.
What?
And sends him forth.
I need a new squire then.
But then he gets sent back for shoving, so he comes fifth. You have no squire.
I have no squire, yeah.
Bit harsh.
You better go down to job centre.
Yeah, Fritzo. Your squire, sir, has disappeared. Your squire has disappeared.
Yes.
I mean, I'm presuming you know what your squire's name was.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Did you never ask?
I'd never written it down.
Oh, yeah, well, he was called Griffley.
Okay.
Mine's called Fur.
Well, I mean...
It's called Fur.
Are you Golfer?
Yeah. Oh, it's called Fur.
Well, it's nice to know that when Ollie's not here, the standard of gags doesn't lift at all.
It's written on here. It's called Fur.
Yes, go Fur.
All right, mine's called Oi.
And yours is called Hey.
Put up the 10. Okay.
Anybody else interested in taking on this challenge? Are you going to leave your squire to die on his own?
Yep.
Well, we'll let him go first and die on his own, but yes.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go with him and
die as well.
Well, it's going to get me arse.
You have to do it yourself.
I'm not sure I'm allowed.
You have been a squire yourself, remember? You know
that is
you
true.
know how to do it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing unknightly about looking after a horse. Not sure what's going through Lee's head there. He's making his own gags over here.
Nothing broadcastable, I'm sure.
Clearly not, if he's going to keep it to himself. You want to go as well? I mean, it's a powerful man, clearly. Consider you may die at his hands. And what good will that do anyone?
Oh, it's an adventure though, so I suppose we better go check it out.
Written.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, that's fine. I mean out the door.
It is possible that that's the way that we need to go beat up this.
That's funny, that, because you have a vague feeling that this woman has been mentioning that it's not far from Otmoor. It's weird, that, isn't it? How convenient. It's almost like somebody's padded this adventure a bit.
Holy crap.
I mean, I'm already 2 pages in. There's only 5 pages. You will have to go forth and fight. But, you might die. But I do have some spare characters. And that spare character will have a squire.
And
So
be on the other side of the river. Or, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Tapping their foot, waiting for us.
Oh, good. I do like the idea in the book, and I'll read it for you verbatim. This is an excellent opportunity to demonstrate just how unforgiving the combat system can be. So, smoothing on from now.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Thank you, Han. You travel using the rules in the Travelling the Roads in Pendragon times, in medieval England. And we gloss over the possibility of encounters and move on to the next bit, which says that when you get near to the well, you find an old pavilion. Clearly, it's seen better days. It looks a bit tatty. There's a big section of it cut out,
clearly to make somebody's tabard. He's clearly a bit of a pauper. So you find it by the roadside. It's not far from a fountain, and there's a squire and 3 other people standing nearby. They seem to be watching the events with a sad air about themselves. Your newly knighted former squire lies inside that tent.
Oops.
To describe him as poorly is probably the right words. He's insensible at this particular time, having had his ass handed to him.
Well,
Apparently, it lasted 1 pass. They jousted, Griffley fell on the floor and is now unconscious. End of fight.
Hooray.
Yes, huzzah! You may make me a recognised roll at +10.
No.
Critical.
recognise. Oh.
I know. You fumble. Hang on just a second.
With that +10, which was an 18 skill, I still managed to fuck it up.
It is clearly a total nobody dressed up to try and be impressive.
Yeah.
He's an absolute ponce.
Twice.
And you know it. Did you pass or fail?
I failed.
You failed. No idea. He must be quite well off, though. His equipment's not absolute tat.
Okay.
However, sir, I went for a nap and now all my dice rolls are awesome. He's a renowned knight called Sir Pellinor, the King of Gomerot in Cambria. He's been absent from his royal seat for several years. Mm-hmm. But he's a king, and you can tell he's a king.
Because he's not covered in shit.
Well done, Jay.
Obviously, tentatively ride up to him.
Oh, the knight salutes you, sword, and then speaks from behind the faceplate of his helmet. He must be very ugly because he's refusing to take it off. I warn you, I am under the curse of this place to fight anyone and everyone who comes this way. I would much prefer to hunt down the dread questing beast, but alas, must remain in this accursed place instead.
So you've been here a while then? You're my lord.
Lad.
Indeed.
Well, he was king and all that, isn't he?
I is king. You can tell I'm king.
Because he's not covered in shit.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Repeat gag here. We joust a bit then, eh?
Okay.
Or do we need? Or can we put this off a little bit longer?
Of course you can put it off a bit longer. It's entirely up to you.
We wish to. So how were you cursed?
Well, the curse is as follows.
Excellent.
A victorious knight at this place must remain here, fighting lance to lance with every knight who would pass by, unto first blood. He may not depart until he is beaten fairly, and if beaten unfairly, all those who strike at him are condemned to remain here under the same conditions.
Oh.
So don't rush him all at once.
Well, you don't want to beat him, because if you beat him, you're stuck here. How do we break your curse, Sir Knight?
I know not.
Well, that's a load of use, isn't it?
Oh, fair enough.
Do you know somebody who might know?
No.
It's not a wise woman anywhere close by then.
No. No, sorry.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullpats.
So,
it's the curse of the place. If you beat him in fair combat, you are now the champion of the well.
In fair combat.
Yes, if you defeat him in unfair combat, all of the people involved in beating him must also remain here.
Oh.
So this well.
So you're stuck here then, basically.
Yes.
No,
He's been missing for a few years.
Yes.
You suspect this may be where he's been.
And who was it that you defeated then? Or were you the first person to be cursed?
I defeated a knight here. I know not his name. He is Sir Brown Bread.
Fair enough. Just some spare equipment then.
Don't forget, he has not told you his name.
No.
You only know who it is because you have.
I recognised him.
You recognised him. Nobody else has recognised him. I mean, you're still not convinced it's King Pellinor. You think it's a small child in king's clothing.
Yeah.
He's wearing his dad's armour. Come on.
Yeah.
See, I'm not sure I want to fight this guy, and if you lose, you're knacked. If you win,
then none shall pass.
And all that shizzle.
No, because you can always go, oh no, I lose.
Yeah, but
you may have no choice in that matter. However,
it doesn't get anybody anywhere, so we need to figure out how to break the curse, ideally, don't we?
It's possible.
Or we obviously you hope you survive, and then we can carry on. You know, like 10 weeks later.
If you beat him, you can pass. Squire's on standby.
So he's defending the area behind him.
Basically, none shall pass until they have engaged in combat. Otherwise, it's tough tits. You have to go somewhere else.
And unfortunately, our GPS is saying we have to go that way.
Yeah. It's one of these ones you've tried going round all that way, but it just sent you back on the same road.
If we fight him and lose, we can pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just make
As
sure.
long as you're alive.
Being dead kind of precludes you.
So if you just turn around and say, okay, you're the winner.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
not really the way it works.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because he's going to stick a big implement in you.
The downside of that is, though, if that's considered an unfair way, you're now cursed and stuck here in the well as well.
Well.
No, because I've lost. I said you've won.
But you tried to,
You didn't fight him.
Yeah.
Tink. You've won.
Yeah.
So he rips your head off.
Judging from the claret everywhere.
Well, your 15-year-old boy that attempted to joust with
He
him,
is alive.
he is alive. He
I'll give
didn't
him-
die immediately. So he's not Superman or anything.
Fine, right, I'll fight the fight person.
Fight.
He's going to fight him.
Okay.
Oh, fair enough. He's taking your mantle. In that case, yeah. Old Pellinor retires and gets his gear.
Oh, it's Lancers, is it?
Oh, yeah. Joust.
Jousting.
Yeah,
right.
that's why it's so dangerous, because it's going to be like 66.
And he gets on his massive horse
Well, it's probably 86.
called Thunderkill. And as he barrels towards you can feel the ground shake.
I'll get on my little horse that's called Fuck This for a Game of Soldiers.
Astonishingly. Yeah.
He's in.
I've hit. I couldn't actually miss.
6.
Well, I would have beaten you even if I hadn't had a plus 10.
What?
Yeah, he's got a 20 plus 10 skill. So I got 17.
And I'll just go for a lie down.
It's all right. I didn't critical. I was 3 away from a critical. In which case I'd have done 4 more dice.
Yeah.
So that is 10, 20, 23 damage. 9 to you. 11. Oh, you got your shield in the way?
So
5.
18, 5, yeah.
However, it is bigger than your knockdown.
Right?
It means you fall off your horse if you don't make a dex roll.
Which is fine.
Correct.
This is what I'm actually hoping to do. And go, you win. Yes, he won.
You take 6 points of damage from a really thunderous hit to the floor, which goes through your armour because it's impact damage.
Yeah.
Ouchie, says Sir Dave.
I'll just lie here in pain for a bit.
Squire, magic sponge, please.
Oh, guess I'll die next then.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I'm in with a 13.
Oh shit, that didn't
Well, no, that's fine. But it means that I'll get at least get my shield in the way.
22, 24.
That sounds like
36 damage.
Oh, that's
24
all right.
to you.
Yes.
18 to you.
Ouch.
I take it that is a major wound.
It is. I am still on my horse, but I might have to fall off.
I think you fall off anyway because you're unconscious.
Yeah.
You're unconscious.
There isn't actually an unconsciousness thing on here, but
It doesn't need to be because you've taken a major wound. You're unconscious.
fair enough then.
Basic rules. You're unconscious.
That's correct.
Advanced rules, I suspect there's going to be the whole rolling shenanigans and losing stats, but they've simplified some of these bits for the basic starter set. You fall completely unconscious and go, ouchie. Beautifully, it's only 1 wound, so it can't be fully healed. Your squires, of course, are a year older. And
Not mine.
Your squire is still a year older.
He is a year older. He's also not appearing in this adventure anymore.
Astonishingly, I rolled the same thing twice for Dave, and he gets 2 and 2 back, so that will drop your wounds to 3 and 4 instead of 5 and 6. Barely scratched.
Just a flesh wound.
Mr. G, I would have loved to have been a critical, and I was very close. I've got to be there. You get 2 hit points back as well.
Woohoo.
And you wake up, and you go, have we started yet, Mother? The jaunty King Sir Pellinor just wanders back over there, whistling a happy tune. And just, moves a little hoop along on his abacus. That's a mighty big number.
Doesn't he have a stamp for the side of his horse with or shields on?
Yeah, the horse looks worried because it's a brand.
Yeah.
It's just his entire arse is covered. What's your jousting skill?
Lance.
Yeah.
10.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you can still beat him.
Not.
No, it's 15. It's charge.
Oh, is that charge?
Charge.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, charging is the skill in the...
Yeah, slightly different. I know.
Right,
For spit,
okay.
Yeah, but
That might put a different spin on things.
But if you're critical, he can't beat you.
Right, so,
Because critical and a critical is a tie.
okay.
There is no you critical higher. A critical is
Right.
the perfect rule.
Okay. I'm just wondering whether it's worth invoking then.
Holy cow.
Oh, he's going for it.
Well, we've got a job to do.
Death or glory, he says.
Sure.
Maybe both.
But if you win, you're stuck here.
I'll just ride you guys to get me out of it.
and then you're stuck.
I mean, lift the curse.
Lift the curse.
It's the last page in the event. It's the last adventure anyway.
It could be a big, yeah.
So, right, okay. I'm just thinking about the passion that I could invoke on, and what might
Not wanting to die.
Not wanting to die is a
Not
good
to
one.
die,
I
yeah.
don't think the
Invoke
passions
on-
you've got are particularly high.
Well, I guess the only one possibly that might be pertinent, but it's a bit late now. It's like the group, so that nobody else had to face him.
Yeah. I've still got
Honour?
Honour, though, still.
Honour is a catch-all.
Catch-all.
It absolutely is a catch-all.
Yeah. Roll on that, then. The way my
here
dice
we
has
go.
been- The
Let's
way
have a look.
my dice has been rolled.
This could be a disaster. Do not roll a 20, that's all I'm saying. That's not a 20, unless he has the honour of a peasant.
Not my honour is 15.
Excellent. You have successfully honorified that. You get a +5 on your skill. I'm presuming you're going to be moving on to your charging ability.
My Warhorse Charger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will have a 20 skill. So
Yes.
you can't miss. So you're guaranteed to get your shield in the way.
Yes.
So you roll your joust, and you have to beat a number. Oh, fuck me. Right. I rolled an 18.
I rolled 19.
Oh, well done.
Hang on.
Go on, son.
Not critical, though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't need to be a critical.
Chin the bastard.
You need to roll your damage.
Yeah.
66, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's more damage.
And as it wasn't a critical, you don't get the extra 4d6. Thank God for that, eh? You have to do enough damage to draw blood to effectively defeat him. So as long as you don't roll under 18.
6, 12, 18.
Yeah, you heard him.
23, 24, 25.
You the man.
26, 27.
Okay. 27. It's not a critical wound, because he's got a very large con.
Did wonder where that was going.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
He stays atop his horse.
So it's just a flesh wound. Best of 3.
So technically, he's not beaten, because he stayed on his horse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to carry on, or have you had enough?
Now, does this come under the fact that I've been beaten if I give up? No, it won't. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly acceptable in contest to surrender after a single pass and say, thanks very much. The curse is that he has to challenge someone. It has been done, and it has been satisfied.
yep, I'll do the job.
He surrenders after one joust.
Yeah.
So clearly that's my best shot, and I didn't unhorse you. I couldn't possibly do any better, therefore I give up.
Yeah.
And Sir Pellinor goes, no. I thought I was on a winner here. No. No, I'll move past defeating Sir Pellinor. That's 2 more chapters gone. I do tell a lie. I did critical, because it wasn't your squire who was doing it. It's Pellinor's squire.
Right, okay.
So it was 6 hit points you got back.
Woohoo! Only 6 more weeks to go.
And you'll be laughing. Gloriously, you have challenged the knight and emerged poorly, slightly poorly, and absolutely gloriously magnificent. Yeah, glory shall be yours. However, there's little more to kind of do here. You're standing about thinking, well, what can I do? You could take your squire back. You could go hunting for this giant bird. Or the squire would have to be taken back to court and tell the tale, of course, of the magnificent Everin and his glorious skills.
So there's no way of helping Pellinor out and lifting...
He has to lose. But if you find out that you have to beat him and then you become cursed yourself, you'll have awfully keen.
Yeah, well, I think we should tackle this, big bird. Part of the
Well, that's
adventure.
it. That thing ruined. I did have a picture and everything, and it's pointless now.
But obviously, not for another 6 weeks.
You can head. If you want to go back to court, that's up to you.
No, because we don't have to go past... If we go back to court,
I said it was near here. I didn't say it was past.
so we could have gone a different route.
You could have gone a different route. Of course you could.
Fuck nuts.
Technically, you can always go a different route. You can go by
that's
Scotland
true.
and come back on it.
Yeah. Well, if we do that now, then I'll be healed by the time we get back.
Yeah, if you go to Scotland. Could be a while though. It's up to you guys. Head back, head on.
Head on.
I'm going to say onwards, ever onwards.
Well, you turn up at the village of Otmoor. Yeah, it's a bit spare. There's not a lot of villagers knocking around. In actual fact, there's your clippity-cloppity of horses turned up, and Graeme bleeds claret all over the back of his horse. There isn't a peasant to be seen in the village.
Okay.
There is what can be described as gouge marks in the field nearby, and some
spatter of blood, clearly and maybe a lot of wool.
Looks like ploughing's an extreme sport these days.
Yeah, that's thrown me off my stride. So clearly a sheep's been taken.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a trail of blood, or is it just...
Oh, no, it was just a spurt of blood.
It's just a splatter.
Oh, hang on a second. There's a sound. Yeah, so not only does it look like Big Bird, but it makes a sound like a giant chicken. The giant chicken, that heralds the picture that I have just sent you of said beastie. It is pretty.
Yes, that's definitely a begog.
Thank you for that.
That's right.
But to be honest with you, I'm not even going to tell you its name because that'll just make you laugh even more. It hoves into view, and with its giant, loud, it's such a fearsome noise that it hoves into view. It terrifies your horses. Horses are terrified of chickens. That is a well-known fact.
That's a thing.
That is definitely a thing. And in order to control them, you're going to need to roll horsemanship at -5. If you don't, your horse is off across the fields, hopefully with you attached to the back of it.
I succeed!
I fail.
And Lee? Gloriously surpasses, I should hope.
My horsemanship is 15.
Yeah, very nearly a critical. However, you control your horse, and Graeme says, actually, I'm happy over here, galloping across the fields with a mad horse. You also have to make a valour roll at -5. It was such a fearsome noise.
That I also fail.
Critical!
Valour roll.
On a -5.
My valour. Valour is 15, okay. 12, yeah.
Yeah. No,
-5.
-5.
No, then maybe not.
Failed, and Dave does the entire opposite. He says, fuck it, I'll have it. He controls his horse, and he's so brave, he knows he can kill this single-handed.
Oh, I'm stuffed. I'm so stuffed.
It's all right, you've only taken 7 damage. So, this bird has a particularly nasty beak and some raking claws that it uses to rip sheep apart. You, Lee, sit there utterly still, going, holy crap, that is a big bird. And G, you've gone, what bird? Because you're galloping across.
No, slow down. Yeah, stop, horse, stop.
Keep going. And you're pelting across the fields until you can pluck up the courage. Hopefully, when you watch Dave thrashing the backside off it, you'll be replete. It hoves into view. I presume with your glorious valour now, he draws his sword and steps forward on his horse. So, rides forward really, not steps.
Yes.
Screaming at it. To be fair, if you weren't on your horse, you'd be on a -5 on your sword skill anyway.
Okay.
Lee is clearly terrified. In actual fact, clearly kill him because he's defenceless.
Loyalty to group.
Oh, that's a thought.
Invoke.
This is where I kill him, making him invoke because he fails. It's only a 16.
9, 5.
So, you get a +5 on your sword skill, I presume?
Yeah.
They've gone back to the old method of you choose the skill you're going to increase. The skills that are pertinent to the situation. In which case, the monster attacks you
Yes.
with a bite and a claw.
Right.
A bite and a claw.
So that's going to be like fighting 2 people, I see.
So that's a -5 unless you decide to ignore the claw and just go for it when it attacks you with the beak.
I think that might be a spectacularly bad idea because
I
I've got a
would think
feeling
so.
they do a lot of damage. So I'll go -5, which takes it back down to my normal level.
In which case,
8.
so you are in, and the second attack for its claw,
Critical.
would you kindly do the damage first time, however many dice you normally roll?
15.
Lovely, so that's counted that. Now, add another 4 dice for the critical attack and do more damage.
25.
25.
25.
Has he killed it?
It's like messing all over again.
Well, putting it this way, the bird has now suddenly learned English, and it goes, fuck that!
Fair enough.
Flap, flap, flap. It absolutely cheeses it.
Yay! I rule!
Dave has vessened it.
Yeah.
Get in!
Well, I've got a picture of the boobry, so I need to... It was called a boobry.
Okay.
Get in. Love it.
I'm just looking for it.
Oh, that's a
there it is.
keeper.
You don't...
Boo-boo.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew somebody was going to make jokes immediately.
It'd be like QI.
Yeah, the obvious answer. The obvious gag. Yeah, it cheeses it. You come out of your stupor. You wheel your horse around the other way and go, I'm
coming. We'll have it.
I was getting a run up.
Yeah.
Dave's too busy wiping
Smugness.
off his sword.
Yeah.
He has fully vessened it again. Well, with glory all over your face, you decide maybe the best thing to do would be to A, go back to court with said Pooley Squire, and B, maybe go and hunt down that woman and smooth your moustaches and go, I've taken care of it for you.
Okay.
It's not dead though, is it?
I was hoping that we were going to have boobs for lunch.
Oh, very well might have.
Well, if you go back and tell her you've got rid of it, you might well have boobs for lunch. Okay. Clearly people want to know what's happened when you go back to court.
Okay.
Thank God I padded that.
I'll rate.
Okay. He's going to orate his own tale.
Success.
Ladies swoon.
Okay.
Young boys idolise and sit at your feet. The knights round the table go, fucking big head. But well told, well done,
Yeah.
man. Well done, that man. Graeme sits there going, I'm knackered. But if I roll a dice and it's a 6, I'm afraid it's just 4 days away from Sunday. Terribly sorry. There's much feasting to be had.
Excellent.
Much feasting.
Okay.
There is beer and food aplenty. Have you failed your temperate?
I have failed my temperate.
And how about your...
I've also failed that.
So you may choose.
Yeah,
you don't have to roll on them.
No.
But obviously, if you're rolling on your traits, you have to follow the rule.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And it depends. If you are a 16 in something, you have no choice but to roll.
Okay. I will be
Oh, I have to roll.
wooing.
You've got a 16 indulgent.
Yes.
So you have to roll that one
I
first.
don't.
Yep.
He's absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
And stuffed. And maybe also rather indulgent with any serving mains you happen to go by.
I'll definitely be indulging in the serving.
Excellent. I mean, if you want,
So you will.
instead of the terrible, terrible pictures of ugly women that Ollie seems to find for his games, I'll find you a picture of a saucy wench to put on the group chat.
Yep. That'll do it. That flirting?
You may try your flirting. Absolutely. Flirting is more for ladies rather than
Go for that one.
saucy wenches. Feel free to flirt with them, and if you don't get your way, then you go find a wench.
Exactly.
16.
No.
Slightly out, is it?
Slightly out, yeah. It was flirting at 13.
Hey, that's pretty good. What's your glory? 2.
Glories, yeah.
Maybe you could have awarded him a +2. Would have been a critical if you'd had 3,000 glory.
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of the year.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe she'd change your mind then.
Oh well. Wench will have to do.
Mr. G, what are you doing? He's orating,
Yeah.
being magnificent,
And then
not having to buy a round for the entire night.
I'm going to try and find. Obviously, it wouldn't be, let's say, like King Arthur, but say Sir Kay.
Yeah.
Obviously, quite important. And tell him that, obviously, on our adventures, I recognised
You did.
King Pelennor.
Oh, you could take that, by the way.
And obviously, Arthur is looking for allies. Now, it might be one hell of a way to get an ally, but he has a curse upon him, as he has to defend this well against all comers and batter the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Like he did me. Look
Look at that massive wound.
which I'll have to roll
He's
for.
got a geese.
Because I'll get some sort of mark, won't I?
You will get a mark. I think, once again, is because it's a basic game.
Oh, they haven't put that bit in.
They've put some of it in about deterioration of wounds and stuff, but not as much. It's not like tons of stat loss. I think you roll 1d6 to see if you lose a stat, and that's your lot, rather than... So you can roll me a d6, though, to see, and you get a 6, and you're laughing.
2.
Well, your dex drops a bit. You're not very agile at the moment, because you've got
No,
a huge sucking wound. You go find K, and he says, Well, thank you very much. That's excellent.
Find a work way around this curse that he's under. But
He fetches a
not 17, just send 17 knights to go. Just all in.
oh, in a big pile.
Yeah, and just hope one of them wins.
Yeah. One after another. When he's tired, they manage...
Monocle.
Oh, a monocle. I did wonder. It was a circle with a little other small circle in the middle. I was wondering what he was drawing.
Either that or sperm.
Does your sperm wear a monocle? He's got very posh sperm.
It's upper class.
Up who? Sir Kay takes it away, and you're wheeled away on a trolley to stop leaking all over the floor. Your bandages clearly still seeping, but you get away with it. Sir Kay thanks you very much for your kind words, and maybe we'll think about doing something with that. Obviously, the little boy's gone to bed, so...
Yeah, well, it is 8:30.
Yeah, he's had half a pint.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him later. He's all tucked up. The whole new image of Arthur.
And then obviously I'll limp off somewhere.
Yeah. You eventually are poured into bed, Dave, with or without any saucy wenches. Lee, of course, leaps into bed, with or without any saucy wenches. Hopefully the latter. G, you just kind of pass out because it's, sore, don't touch me. Yeah, somebody looks at your wound and you get a twinge. Ooh, that's nasty. Don't look so hard. You go to bed. When you wake in the morning, there's no sign of the king.
Oh, bugger. He gone riding off?
Don't know. Nobody saw him. He's missing. Sir Kay's ordered a search of the nearby lands, clearly. But what he does do is he orders a search of the nearby lands and then looks at you with that kind of, you bastard, look on his face. Sir Kay, as we know, is of a very easygoing disposition.
Absolutely, yes.
Like that, yes.
Indeed.
Well, I wonder where he may have gone.
Maybe you should go and look there.
Okay. I didn't tell him. You must have.
What? I haven't done that. I was drunk.
No, he wasn't talking to you. He's talking to G.
Excellent.
G, who came and spilled the beans about King Pellinore. And now Arthur has vanished like an old oak table.
Well, obviously...
Go then. Look for him.
Go with all haste. I'll catch you guys up.
Fuck's sake, I've got a hangover.
Now you've got a riding. Make me an energetic.
Fucking 80-point wound across your body.
Make me an energetic.
All right, I'll...
He's espoused.
11.
11 has to be rolled first.
No.
In the case you roll your lazy.
Yes.
He is still in bed. He is in the amorous embrace of a snoring embrace of a drunken woman.
Hello, darling.
In that case, his squire might as well come with me. I'll borrow his squire for the day.
I'm sure they must let you just to put up your tent at the very least.
You can have a rental squire.
Lee is all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with a big cheesy grin on his face.
Yes.
Yeah, giving it the thumbs. You do eventually pull Dave out of bed.
I'm not pulling him off. Bed.
You're not pulling him off the bed, no. You leave your companion drooling onto your pillow. And,
well, she's stuck to it.
And that is something I didn't want to think about.
Does he get to stick his spear?
No, he does not get to take his spear. Only if you ran at her from a distance.
Brace yourself!
The cackling cavalier is back again. Anyway,
Alright, I'll shut up now.
You ride like the wind, Bullseye, but slower than you'd normally like, due to... don't jiggle so much. Snoring all the way. It takes you a bit longer than you'd like. And you arrive.
No, it doesn't.
You arrive just in time to see a well-appointed knight leaping from his horse on the end of a lance as Sir Pellinore pokes it vigorously into what appears to be the king. Nope. Rewind. It isn't the lance charge, you see. They've obviously unhorsed each other. You spy the moment when they have been fighting on foot. A la the picture. Down goes Arthur from a blow from Pellinore. You see shattered lances all around the site. They've clearly had a right 2 and 8, to say no mistake. But what is a surprise is that the sword that the king was using, the sword he pulled from the stone, is smashed in half by Pellinor.
I think that's going to invalidate the warranty.
Can't take it back now. Pellinor is bleeding from a few wounds, and Arthur is bleeding from what appears to be huge wound. Out of the bush, just in front of you, steps an old bearded man.
No, here we
Oh,
go.
God.
Charge him.
All right, isn't it? By God.
Ons.
Huh? Says the squire. He was drinking as well. Don't forget it is Dave's.
Yes.
Clearly indulgent. That's always you've been teaching him. He's teaching him to get smashed. By God, that was a hell of a blow, wasn't it? I can't believe it. He absolutely smashed his head in. But don't worry. He'll be all right in the long run. Pellinor's quite upset by this particular turn of events. Heavens, he says. Goodness me. I seem to have chopped the king in half. Forgive me, he says, and then raises his sword to chop the king's head off.
He didn't really, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, right, I'll pile in.
Yeah.
No, says Merlin. Don't you worry about it. And waves his hand, and Pellinor falls over.
Can that mean Merlin's now cursed?
I was just going to say that.
Oh, I've been cursed 1,000,000 times. Doesn't stick with me, you know. I've got another task here for you. Don't you worry. Now, you see, there's a magnificent goal that I'd like to score here. But unfortunately, I've heard one amongst you is a dab hand at smashing beasts in the face.
Oh,
And there's a beast that lies between the king and what we must do next.
I'll smash him.
So, you follow me, lads, eh?
Can it take 6 weeks?
I'm afraid not. But don't worry, it'll be a piece of piss. He kind of hobbles away.
Right, follow him.
I might want to pick the king up first.
Oh no, just leave him there, he'll be fine. I mean, Pellinor's not getting up in a rush anyway. By the time Pellinor has finished, you'll have finished with the beast, and I'll have gone back for Arthur, don't you worry.
Jesus.
You head towards what appears to be a large pond of some kind, and there is a movement in the water, just at the edge of the water.
Fishing rods.
Awareness.
Nah,
No.
that.
Nope.
Nobody spots anything.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Just as well it's going to get out of the water then. So, there's a slightly
The like the
human...
stats, I still wouldn't spot it.
There's a humanoid figure. It's not human. It's kind of a sickly shade of kind of translucent green that strides from the water. And as
It's a deep one.
Is it Kif from
Sanity loss.
Futurama?
No, well,
I didn't hear that, sorry.
Is it Kif from Futurama?
Oh,
not a half deep one because it's not wearing that.
little Chinese hat, yeah. As it rises, its left arm forms into a shield.
Ooh.
And its right lumps push from the body like tentacles and then forms into arms bearing a sword. 3 of them.
Oh, one each.
How surprising.
As it continues to rise from the water, you can see that it is sitting atop a shape like a horse,
Okay.
but no visible seam between the two. You're not going to unhorse this guy. You might knock him over. There you go, isn't it? You'll have him. Now, you give it a twat, and I'll go and get Arthur. But don't worry, I'll watch for a bit first. And he goes and sits on the oar. And oh, that's better.
Can you knock
Sits
that
down.
unconscious first?
Oh no, it's immune. It's immune to my magics, that.
Yeah,
So
how
it's good
convenient.
old-fashioned steel, that one. Give it a right twat. I tell you what, there's a prize in it for you. I must have a mouldy potato somewhere around myself.
Oh, then, chaps.
Right.
Yeah.
The Nucalevee, it's called. Give it a twat in.
Oh,
Oh, have you heard of one
so
of
it's on a
them?
horse.
It is a horse.
It's a horse,
Yeah.
and it's got 3 arms,
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's all one thing.
Yeah.
There's no visible seam. And it looks a bit tasty.
Okay.
Oh,
So
good.
if we
Good
use
to
lance
know.
on it again.
There's no distance to give it a lance charge,
I am
unfortunately.
going to invade.
He's dragged you through some woods, the edge of a
Yes.
pond.
I'm also going to... Loyalty to the group.
Loyalty to group, because this
Yeah.
thing's going to twat us.
Yeah.
5.
Onto my sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have passed.
That is the first roll you've made since your previous spout of criticals. Fine, yeah. You've all got a decent loyalty to group,
Yeah,
Yes.
16.
and it should get ticked at the end of this anyway. What? Okay.
It's not helpful.
Okay. That is fun. So the 3 of you close in, and it will attack all 3 of you simultaneously. Hopefully with 1 blow each.
You never told us that.
Well, if it decides to ignore Lee, for example, it might do 2 attacks on Graeme.
Yeah.
In which case, he would be fighting a multiple opponent.
Oh,
So,
great.
it attacks Dave. It goes, have it, lad, isn't it? What's my skill? There it is.
11.
I miss.
Excellent.
Do your damage.
13.
Lee,
Yeah.
I also hit you. Even if he kills it, I'm still going to attack it because it's all simultaneous.
Right, okay. So,
Whatever your sword is.
yeah, which
15.
is 15, but then if I'm using the kite shield, it's -2. 20.
Fur and Uck,
Yeah.
he has smashed your weapon to pieces
Fair enough.
and then does some damage to you.
Yeah.
I'll take that one out. About time. When I say damage, I think your armour's 10, isn't it? In which case, yeah, it'd be 12. So in which case you take 3 damage.
And I'm in with a 4.
3 damage.
Yeah. 3.
Oh, there we go. Armour points 10 plus 6.
Yes, so 10. In actual fact, it would have been 5 damage then.
Yeah.
Whereas G takes no damage.
So I have written down here 7 wounds. That was probably from the first
Previous
session.
adventure to get rid.
Get rid.
So you've taken a massive 5. To Dave, how much damage did you do? You did
13.
Yeah, 13. Right, okay. And boom.
1.
You get your shield in the way. Which is good for you because you've got 12 or 10 armour.
12.
In that
Plus
case,
6.
you take exactly no damage.
Get in.
Back to Lee. You are without weapon. That is a valid point. If you retreat for the round, you could probably draw a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
It will give you minus damage, but still use his sword.
Right.
Because it's all of the weapon categories are now grouped.
Right, okay. So if I'd have it's just when I read that, it's because of the kite shield, it's -2 weapon skill penalty.
Yeah.
If I'd have not done that,
It would have been a critical.
it would have been critical.
Yeah.
It would,
But
yeah.
That'll teach you to read your character sheet.
it should, yeah, definitely would, wouldn't it? 12.
You are in, and I did not get my shield in the way. So you do all of your damage.
1d6 plus 4 then.
Sorry, is it 2d6 plus 4 for a dagger?
2d6 plus 4, yeah, so I do 1d6 plus 4 because you said it was...
No, that's
No.
fine. I didn't realise it was a different weapon. So that's fine. Go for it. You do the full damage. So you did 6 with that
6
one.
with that one. That's 10 so far.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, nice.
16 damage out of a possible 16.
Excellent.
That will do.
I'm in with a 10.
And I got in, but you beat me,
Cool.
Mr. G. So you get to roll your damage. And you've got at least 5
I'm in
d6.
5d6. So that's 10, 13, 14, 16.
So let's just see how dead it isn't. Good God. Right, back to Mr. Dave. As it,
4.
you beat me by 3.
Well, 11. Okay.
Lee?
Uh,
God.
Right, so if I retreat a little bit...
Unless if you retreat, I'm going to attack somebody twice.
Right, no. So I'll continue with my dagger then. I rolled a 4.
You hit because I missed.
Oh, right, okay. 13.
13. All right.
And I'm in with a 9.
Okay, so
And I'm in with a
that's,
10. 9, 10, 14. Right. No damage at all. It's awesome, this beast. Back to Dave. I've bigged up my numbers
11.
to 4. So you get to do damage again. 11
damage.
damage. It's occupying it, huh? How about Mr. Lee? Once again.
No,
That's a miss.
it is a miss. 'Cause I'm actually reading my character sheet.
10,
Dagger
11,
comes under brawling.
12, 13. Does it?
Yeah.
In that case, it's going to do another 5 damage to you.
And that's more like it. I'm in with an 18.
And I'm in with a 1.
But that's still not 10, 16.
Oh, that's all right. Dave. It's up to Dave to do some big-ass damage. We need criticals now, man.
13.
Damage,
13 to hit.
please. That's more like it.
Yeah, so
17.
Mr. Lee and his brawling skill.
my brawling skill is 10 in it, plus the 5, so that's 15. Minus the 2, so 13.
15. Is it?
No, because I got -2 for the kite shield.
So 13.
Yes.
And you roll a 14.
Yeah.
That is 6 damage this time. It's a biggie.
I'm gonna bow out in a minute because otherwise I'll be
Indeed.
falling off. Yeah, so that's 6 off there. So
Yeah.
that takes me down to 10.
And you'll have an unconscious of about 7.
7 is unconscious, major wound at 15.
No,
But I
I
haven't
haven't
done
done
all
any
in
major
one.
wounds.
No, I haven't
We need a
done
biggie from you, Mr. G.
12.
Are you beating me? We need a biggie from you, Mr. J.
Well, at least there's a 6 in it, but not
6,
much else.
12.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Excellent. It's nearly halfway dead. Are you bowing out now, Mr. Lee? All
Yeah.
right. So you're going to bow out.
I am to kind of get myself another weapon or something because using the
If
brawl.
you bow out for a round, you can get your spare sword.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That does mean that one of you is going to get foobarred. And it's going to be Dave.
Okay.
which means you're at -5 because it will attack you twice.
But I did invoke. So
Yes,
I'll
so it
just-
gives you a 15 sword skill, as normal.
18. So
18 sword skill, you beefed it. So I'm in on 2 hits.
11
Okay, that is a draw,
and 16.
and that is a win because I got 7. So you do damage. Told you, big monsters, that's what you like. How much?
14.
14 damage.
I mean, with a 15.
You win.
Let's see if I can get into
Ooh,
That's better. There
it
we go.
is.
There's 10, 21, 22, 23.
23, that's more like it. Oh, that is more like it. Does it have an unconsciousness? Yes, it does, but it's not unconscious yet. It's got a knockdown of 40. So,
What can be knocked down then?
you've got to do 40 damage in a single blow. We move back to Lee rejoins,
Yes.
which means Dave is not going to get savaged twice.
Nope.
It's going to pick on all of you.
16.
You are in. You've got an 18 sword skill.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
I'm just about to watch you fumble again.
And finally,
I'm in with a 5.
you're in. I got just lower than all of you.
Oh, there's another decent.
21 damage.
21. Well,
Isn't it?
put it this way, if you two didn't attack and hit, it would be unconscious. Now you've done
19.
19. That will put it to just dead. And that 10, 13 would actually take it to minus dead.
Yay.
All of you did more damage than its armour. Even you there, Lee, with your 13. Everybody damaged it, and it's now at -5. Technically savable.
I don't think we need to.
Oh, fair enough. As soon as you kind of hit it, it loses all its form and just collapses, disappearing amongst all the other muck, and just turns into kind of
Snot.
translucent, slimy mud, for want of a better word.
How lovely.
Merlin goes, "By God, that was marvellous, wasn't it? I told you he was a dab hand, him. Absolutely. I tell you what, I'll do some first aid, shall I, on all you chaps, I reckon? First aid. I'll do some first aid." So he walks over to you and he mumbles something over Dave. Have you taken any wounds?
No, I've got wounds from before.
He goes over you,
Yeah.
and the first thing he does is he gives you 5 hit points back without rolling first aid.
Okay. I'll get rid of the one of them that's a 5-point
Yeah,
wound.
done. You feel significantly better. How many wounds have you taken?
I didn't take any wounds in that battle.
That's all right.
You get 6 hit points back, and Dave, you get 4 hit points back.
No.
The magic he's casting heals wounds, whether they've just been taken or not. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to tick your loyalty to party if you haven't already. All conscious knights can now make an awareness roll.
Ah, passed.
Holy crap.
I passed.
Oh, holy double crap.
I passed.
Oh, triple crap. When Merlin gets up after fondling you all, he's a bit unsteady on his feet.
You're all right.
It's
there.
obviously taken something out of him.
I'm sure there's a comment there we don't need to.
We don't need to.
We don't need to bother with.
So anyway, lads, really, I mean, well done and all that, but I think you have a sit down. I need you to witness this.
Okay.
And he goes to the prone figure of the king and, does his magic laying on of hands. And the king sits up, going, "What the fuck hit me?
Oh, sticky.
Why am I all sticky?" He shakes off the unconsciousness and looks at the stump of his sword, the broken sword that he pulled out, the sword of victory that he pulled out of the stone.
Yeah.
"Arse biscuits," he shouts. Well, it's in Mallory. It says arse biscuits in there. "Arse biscuit, quoth I," he shouts. "My lord," says Merlin, "you're quiet now. Quiet now. There's a lady present," he says. And Arthur, "What the fuck are you on about? A lady?" And looks rather suspiciously at you three, thinking, "Oh, hang on. Oh, you come with me," yeah, says it. And he helps him to his feet. Once again, all the wounds have vanished. And they go to a small boat at the edge of the pool. And the penny drops. Without any visible means, once they've got in, the boat moves to the centre of the pond. And at the midpoint, that's when a hand rises from the water, clad in shimmering samite. It's not good for a system of government.
Certainly not.
Moistened bints throwing swords at people. And the king takes the sword from the lady in the lake and goes, "Right, where's that bastard Pellinor? I'll fucking have him." He's got a brand new sword. Absolutely magnificent. Pellinor kind of wakes from his slumber as well, as the king returns with a big chompy new sword, giving off its magical glow, apologising profusely for twatting the crappery out of Arthur. But Merlin goes, "Oh, you don't worry about that. The curse is broken now. It's gone now. Well, he was here to protect the sword. The sword's gone now.
Oh.
Therefore, there is no curse. There's no need for it. Therefore, all be praised. Everything's come up roses, hasn't it? Tell you, it's 1-0 to me, that. I'm having that. Merlin's never been portrayed like this before, I must admit, but there we go. You three, and Pellinor get to kind of be an honour guard for Arthur as he returns to court.
Sweet.
And there is, much joyous rejoicing, except from Sir Kegos. I wasted my time looking for him. He's bloody all right.
No, you couldn't.
It could have been me. And clearly, Merlin wants to reveal the tales that have happened today.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to orate.
He's going to orate. He's going to have it.
Yes. I'm orated.
You get 20 glory
Awesome.
for the oration. Anything to add, Mr. Graeme?
Not with a 6 skill.
No. Okay, fair enough.
I might give it a go for a tick, but
Yeah, you can take your skill as well for that. Are you going to have a punt at it?
Yeah, 50-50.
50-10-10, yeah.
should I try playing?
Fucking hell. Lee turns up and goes, "Is that right? Didn't see now."
Passed.
You're trying to salvage the debacle that Lee has left behind.
It were fucking shit. It were
Yeah.
bollocks. It were, yeah. Ah, it was raining. I didn't see anything.
He's obviously clearly trying to hide the fact that he lost his sword
Yeah.
and left you in the lurch for a round. He's just glossed over all that. Piss, he says.
220s this one.
220s, I know, right at the pertinent moment. You will get to tick your skill. You will get 20 glory. And actually, it was so bad, I'm going to give Lee 10 glory, because people just snigger whenever he walks past me. That's usually a Matt thing.
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, absolutely. You are seated at the high table to be honoured. I mean, many knights are gutted by this. He's gone there, he's lifted the curse, he's got a magic sword. These 3 knights, these, fetuses here, have gone and absolutely smashed the hell out of everything. I'm not going to be outdone by this. I'm off adventuring. I'm absolutely going to have it. Merlin tells the tale of the sword. It's Excalibur, a famous sword, which King Uther before him once bore. And unlike the sword of victory, Clarent, this is a sword of war. Let's twat, he says. At which point there's much rejoicing. Ale and women cavort. Ale cavorts? Ale is supped and women cavort. You can do it the other way around if you want, but it's better that way. And the credits roll. Clearly, I would have padded this adventure out even more had Dave not just walked in and slaughtered the giant bird in about half a second. Put it this way, I padded that adventure out, it's 10:05 and we started late. That is quite a light third part of the campaign, I would say. It could probably do with a little bit extra in there to pad that one out.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think what they suddenly realised is we're running out of space in this book.
Yeah, we've got a page count.
Yeah. A couple more pages of adventure and stuff to do there would have helped. And I'm sure it was different in the original version, and I'm fairly sure we did other stuff when we originally played that. But like I say, this is effectively a basic version, so the stuff goes a little light in some areas. But not necessarily a bad thing, and I'm fairly sure what they will do is they will come out with the Great Pendragon campaign again.
I'm sure they will do.
With the new rules and run the whole thing. And the sword campaign then becomes superfluous.
Hopefully, though, they won't give it to a chimp to proofread.
That is very true.
Not that I'm wishing to cast aspersions amongst our simian listeners.
But that is the end of the sword campaign, as it was known. He pulls the sword from the stone, he gets Excalibur. Absolutely, buy the game, it's well worth it. Links to Chaosium can be found in the description, and in the meantime, Excalibur is in the hands of the king. Dave too's managed to pull a bird, admittedly he pulled it apart, and at the very least, Lee and Graeme had the opportunity to stand around and admire his handiwork, and barely a titter was had at the sight of those enormous booberries. Join us next time when we have an Easter special. It's a little thing called the Rabbit Game, a light-hearted romp through Watership Down Country. Happy Easter all! You have been listening to It's Good to Be Bard. This episode, Strange Women Lying in Ponds, was recorded on the 5th of April 2024. If this is the first time listening to us, you can interact with us by leaving comments and likes on Facebook, Instagram and Blue Sky at It's Good to Be Bard. You can email us on itsgoodtobebard@gmail.com, and you can find our podcast on YouTube and Spotify and help the podcast by sponsoring us via our Patreon website, where you can find a few little extras here and there. All of these things really do help the show and keep us going. And as always, remember,
think that's going to invalidate the warranty. Back off!